Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mark Pyre's Renaissance Man.
Okay, people, gather around. The Mark Pyre's Renaissance Man show. Is he still alive? Wait, hold on. I'm not done. Trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2. Is he still alive?
He is Dr. Evil.
Why is he still alive, and why did you answer when I was asking number 2? I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2!
A plan is in the works, Dr. Evil.
This is wonderful news, number 2. Over 1,000 days in a row, we've managed to keep the world from knowing he exists.
Dr. Evil, he's still going and doesn't care.
Well, we need to find another way to stop the show. He's making me look bad, you know? Yeah, no. Perhaps we can make him look like racist or something?
That may work, Dr. Evil.
Perhaps we can get the media to cancel him?
This is your best idea yet, Dr. Evil.
Okay, number 2. Get me Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Evil. Dr. Fauci is on the evil monitor.
Thank you, number 2. Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Evil. It's Dr. Fauci.
Well, Dr. Fauci. It looks like the gig is up. The Renaissance Man show knows all about you.
Yeah, look, they created a character after me. We gotta squash him like the friggin' mouse that he is. He calls me a weasel, Fauci. I'm not a weasel, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm Dr. Fauci, okay? Don't call me Dr. Weasel Fauci, okay? Because that's anecdotal.
Anecdotal Fauci. That's what they're always making fun of you about. That you're always anecdotal.
No, I know. Like I said, that it is, everything's anecdotal.
Excellent. Dr. Fauci, initiate the final plan.
They never even asked you. Welcome, family and friends, to the Mark Pyre's Renaissance Man show. We are live every single day of the year for unscripted live comedy, songwriting in the moment, and total inspiration. So join us on a tour of some of the accomplishments and content created in the first 1,000 days and counting of Renaissance Man. Since January 1st, 2021, 170 songs have been written and released on iTunes and Spotify. The streak has come to an end. I will be dropping many albums for you going forward. Join us for the live comedy news. Every night of the year, 7 stories are chosen, SNL Weekend update style. I've also released 4 feature comedy films. Batmark vs. Supermark, Three's Company the Breakup Artist, A Christmas Story, and Peter Bishop, the Wolf of Crypto. BB Poo Poo! Things were pretty bad for BB Poo Poo at the beginning. Within these comedies, many original characters have surfaced. You know, we have Batmark Dick Facce, which he doesn't look like this really, but that's Foch. And then, of course, Supermark, who's pretty freaking super if you ask me. Just saying. Hammerlin Jameson's a bit of a drunkard, and he tried to get the role of Supermark. It didn't go well. He does all right in a side gig of, newscaster situation. But you can see in that top photo, he's not doing too well these days. Anyway. Dr. Wayne Doppler, tallest man alive, 8'9", Guinness, and he's also in the Batmark and Supermark movie. And Dr. Weasel Fauci, if you don't know who he is, we have 5,647 masks, especially if you're going to Mars. Stuck on Mars. I will be making a movie out of that. Sid 45, make sure you don't get rupees. Sid has rupees literally pouring out of his igloo. Francesco Vigilughi. Look, if you ever need a cartographer, there's just one guy. The Curious Case of Ben Affleck Head. It's about a guy with a head so large, he could literally change the poles. Oh, Dystopia 2021. If you missed that, that's the world we're living in today. If you haven't seen it, I did a couple episodes on it. And of course, we have many episodes of Spider-Mark, Peter Marker. If you didn't know, check it out. Mark Pirates of the Caribbean. That was a hilarious movie. And then if you can't dance, you just, watch this episode. There's 2 of them. Really good stuff. And did you watch Match Game? I did it. and Pressure Luck in it. We did a little Pressure Luck style too, Peter DeMarkin. And if you didn't see Waterworld 2027, I'm the last one left because of the bugaboo. We did many other homages to movies and TV shows and Fache Mulder.
Sonny, you still got the cough?
There are over 100 insane scenes with Dick Fache. And then of course I saved the world, saved all the animals and stuff too.
Zucker Chooch, are you kidding me? Excuse me, are you freaking kidding me?
We did a couple of raps this year. My Aunt Judy told me I could do a rapper's delight and took a poop in my double diaper. Back to the Future, Mark. Guys, the next movie that's coming out, Back to the Future, Mark. You may not remember some of the characters that I was in the past, so let's just go over it in real time. Marxist, I did it. It's 10 Commandments. Markstradamus, telling the future, of course. Oh, and the artwork I created as Leo Marco da Vinci. The Mona Lisa, when I got that freaking red, like murdering a family. That was what O.J. Simpson of the 1600s. Hey, Michelangelo, after you finish that, sculpture, you think you could paint this ceiling? Got it. Circumnavigating the globe is Mark Jellin. Markola Tesla? If I didn't do my time here as Markola, you guys would have nothing when it comes to electricity. I still can't believe it. I'm sitting there, I'm writing the Fur Elise, right? I'm in the middle of it. And they're scratching it out and they're writing freaking that hack Beethoven's name on it, right? Don't even get me started on what they did when I was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Doing the fifth and taking all that work. And then, like modern days, when I'm doing Mark and M, doing the 8 Mile situation. And like Mark and M's the man now, but like, what I paved the way is the Marktorious B.I.G. as well. When I was Mark Claude Van Damme, I remember that one. Oh, Mark Schwarzenegger? You didn't know I was Mark Schwarzenegger? Yeah, that was funny when I worked next to DeVito. The Emancipation Marklamation of 1863. I did my time as Abraham Mark Lincoln. You guys didn't know I was Abraham Mark? You guys are all Mark Della. That's why this is all part of the Mark Della effect. Everybody's like, Mandela. No, it's Mark Della. Get with it. And then the time I was Mark Guyver, remember, you give me a freaking toothpick and like some tooth floss and we're off. I'm building a bomb. So that's just a good overview of a lot of the shows, not all of them. We have tons of new gear up on the website, guys, markpires.com. And there you can pick up your gear, you can pick up a signed CD, and also don't forget about beatseat.rocks, my invention that I patented. This is her sitting on it, and this is a little demo I made. Welcome to beatseat.rocks. My name is Mark Pires, and I'm the inventor of the Beat Seat. Today I'm going to share all of the details of the Beat Seat. It's the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. It's got 4 playable panels, omnitone, everywhere you hit it sounds different. It's the first drum you could sit completely upright and play with your hands and feet at the same time. It's the Beat Seat. It's the only drum that you can play with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. Anything you'd play in a drum kit, you could play on this, because you're playing with your entire body, but you're sitting upright. Your feet do this. So that's the Beat Seat, the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands, with your feet at the same time. It has unlimited tones. There's so much to explore. I hope to build one for you. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. And of course, fam, I can't leave you without a little bit of motivation. So take these quotes with you as we get ready to rock for one more night. And yes, we will be doing it again tomorrow. So, until I see you in just a moment, it's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man.
When the wind starts blowing, I'm going to find a way some night when the world stops hating, we're going to find a way.
Ticket tickets are available at the box office. Thanks for helping us keep the theater clean. As you exit the auditorium, please deposit litter in trash receptacles in the lobby. Please be considerate and don't talk during the show.
It's Wednesday. It's Mark Pyers. And it's Renaissance Man. I'm here to ease my mind and help my living. It's Renaissance Man. It's daily variety show Mark Pyers Renaissance Man. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state. And I'm here with you on day 1,171 in a row of the Renaissance Man Show. And we're going to get into it just like we do every single day, my fam and friends. I want to say hi from the very top to Carol West and to Drifting Desires. From the top, we're doing a midday show. We don't do midday shows because I'm a real estate agent during the day. So then pray, Mark, why are you doing a midday show today? Well, because I dropped off the rental car that I've had for 2 months. 2 months, my brand new car. Literally, I'm doing this, but it was brand new car, but it's an electric car. When you go and they're like, hey, you're a guinea pig. Where else did I hear that recently? But you're a guinea pig. Your first series. You got the Ford Mustang Mach-E. Good luck, buddy. You're literally we have no idea how to fix these things. So 2 months. Today's the 2 month to the day of my car dying while I was driving in Westport. And so now it's sitting in the shop still. They said the parts are there and that maybe it'll be ready by the end of the day. But right now I am home. I'm here making phone calls and trying to do whatever I can in the real estate business without a car. And I said, you know what? I told my wife, I said, I'm just going to do a show early today so we could talk about what's happening in the world. Right now, the Fed is they're not talking. They're going to raise the rates today. Apparently, they haven't really been raised since 2018. I did not know that. So we're going to get into that. I got 7 or 8 stories for you, and then we're probably going to play a song or two for you. Yesterday was an unreal night of music. We're going to, as soon as Zabrowski gets his woohoo in. You're waiting for a woohoo. I'm waiting for a woohoo. The American people are waiting for a woohoo. Zabrowski says he's ready. He's got the yoo-hoo going right now. He's gargling. Sometimes Zabrowski gargles the yoo-hoo, and it's almost as annoying as when Joanne's wheezing. But I'll take it, you know. Charlie B, how are you, my friend? Look, we got to do whatever we got to do, Charlie, right? This is a positivity platform live for 1,171 days in a row. That's 2+ hours every single day for 3 years in a row. We're into our 4th year live. I believe it's the longest running live variety show on planet Earth, and I never will stop. The only difference between me and my physical heart is I will never quit. So essentially the final day of the Renaissance Man Show is the final day that this heart is beating. But I show up for a world that's dying, so if you are looking for someone who's willing to continue to show up no matter how bleak it is in the world we are living, give me a follow. I drop content all day, every day for the last 3+ years. There's over 2,000 pieces of content on YouTube, over 170 songs on iTunes in the last 13 months. 13 albums in a row, 13 songs on each album is 169 songs, and the final song I released 3 weeks ago is Freedom Convoy. Check it out, guys, and share the Freedom Convoy song. I wrote a song for everybody who's fighting for their freedom. Zabrowski, can I get a woohoo for being the freedom guy that nobody knows about? Woohoo! He gave me a woohoo for that, guys! You know, when you're here, and you're doing it, and you're protecting, and you're behind the freedom of everybody. Like, look, you do you. You should be able to say how you feel, and nobody should be able to take you down for having an opinion. That's not where we live. So we live in a state, and it's a state of mind now where you have to be okay with stupidity taking place. You have to be okay with allowing the world to destroy itself from the inside, and then just not say a word, because if you say a word, you will get canceled. Oh, you don't agree with the agenda? All right, you're no good anymore. No matter what you could offer this world, we are destroying it like this. because your opinion is different than ours. And this is a problem. This is a problem, 2022, guys. You know, I put a bit up on TikTok. It's on YouTube as well. We are here in this timeline for a reason. It's not to destroy ourselves. It's not to hate each other. It's not to divide further. That time was 60 years ago. We rose above it. We elected Barack Obama twice. Let's get back to reality, people. Okay? And the reality is there are bad people out in this world in every profession. Last year, I heard the one side of the political party slamming the police. Every police officer is racist. All of a sudden, 2 weeks ago, the freaking sleep sofa comes out. Look, we gotta refund the police. We gotta refund them. What are we talking about? It's like, what are we talking about? You can't speak out of both sides of your mouth, but apparently you can in 2022, as long as your name is Joe Biden. They give the guy a pass on everything. I don't want to get into politics. I love you all. This is a positivity platform. We're not going there. But the reality that we're living in right now is pretty scary. So we're going to try to rise above it. Let's talk about what's happening lightly. And let's get into some comedy. Carol says she loves the intro I wrote for Wages for his show. You know what, Carol, it's so funny. When I made that for Wage, I forgot, I made the full version, but the best part is when we get to the Wages World Show and I'm doing this whole friggin' hook. That's what I should have given him, is not the whole song. The whole song is there, but I should cut him just a 30-second part of the hook because it's long. And I'd rather him be able to just pound it in and get it, you know what I mean? And get people to be bobbing their head. We did something the other day too when we, every time I have anybody on, I want to do this, but Darren Hunter came on the other day, who I love, and he's a very talented writer and really passionate about what he does, which is to express self. So do me a favor and give Darren Hunter a look over on Amazon, pick up some of his books and, support independent writers in all forms. I'm an independent songwriter. You can go to Spotify and listen to any of my music. There's 183 songs. Coincidentally, the same amount of songs that the Beatles released. I'm currently tied with the Beatles. Not that any of my music's as good as the Beatles, but I'm just saying I've written 183 songs and released them into the world, and that is the same exact amount of songs that the Beatles released into the world. We're not done. I'm about to release my 14th album in the last 15 months. And it won't be every month going forward like it was. I had some streak going like this, 1,171 days in a row of positivity. That I have to continue. But I can't stick with a monthly album. I can't do a monthly movie. We finished off the year last year, 3 films going into a 4th feature film on New Year's Day. So on New Year's Day, I said, okay, I'm going to do an album. I'm going to do an album a month this year and a feature film a month this year. But you know what, guys? I don't ever want to burn out here. I want to allow the creativity to take place without forcing it. So right now I do have enough for 4 or 5 albums on my phone, but I don't have the time to edit them. I'm a real estate agent. I make money selling real estate, not doing this show. This show is for you guys in order to get away from your world. It's for me to get away from my world. When we're living in darkness and everybody is sending negativity at you, you need to find forms of light. You need to find a way to have just a free thought. Just get yourself back to level. This, I believe, only happens if you can connect with people who are living in the positive. Sometimes you're too close to realize you're in the negative. You're just there. And if you then compound that to 2 years, there's some really lost people out there. And what I'd say is welcome them all into this platform. This is a community of light. This is where we take this moment and actually do something with it. I know people talk and they'll go out there and just freeform things, but I don't think there's anything else like what we do here. We specifically live in the moment. 1,171 days without a script. I did 8 hours, 37 minutes on my 1,000th day. That was stupid. It was stupid to do an 8.5 hour show. I was trying to do 10 hours. I was trying to do 10 hours on my 1,000th day in a row. I freaking broke down at 4 a.m. I was like, I gotta go to sleep. The reality is I wanted to start that show at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And if I did, I would have done the 10 hours would have been no problem. But I didn't start it till about 8 because I have my family. I have 3 kids and I have a wife. So just try to start thinking about the reality of this. This is the Renaissance Man show. I show up every day for a world that doesn't know I exist for the most part. I show up for these 10 to 20 people that continue to find their solace here. And my hope is that more people will join us in the light. But I show up every day to a deaf world, to the positivity we provide, and it keeps me level. But the more important thing to understand is that there is a reason they keep you from this. There is a reason they don't want you to get away from it. Because when you get away from it, you have perspective. With perspective, you're able to see them for who they really are. The monsters, the demons, the lies, the evil. It's everywhere. And when you're too close to anything in life, you can't see anything at all. So, take whatever form of release, whatever form of pure positivity you could find. It could be a run. It could be a music program you listen to, which this happens to also be. We're going to play some music in a few minutes here, but you need to find something that breaks you away from the history of this last 2 years. The only way that happens is literally centering yourself on the second we are at, and that's what we're doing, right? And then following this second. If I take out this guitar, and when I take out this guitar, whatever happens is literally happening in the second. I don't know what I'm going to play. So if you come along on that ride and question what's next as well, you are in the moment. If you stop yourself for one moment and say, you know what, I'm going to listen to every word that's coming out right now because this is happening. This isn't some sort of written, scripted, back end deal. We have to try to get them to think a certain way. There's a guy putting his soul out every day. And you know what? Let's just see where that gets our souls. We're constantly trying to level our souls up. This isn't about right or wrong, because everybody's right or wrong is different. It's about finding your connections in this world. We're all connected in the basest form of it as an energy form. We come from the source. So any idea at all that you should tell me we should be divided tells me whoever told you that is a friggin' liar. There's only one truth. We came from the source. We are one, and there's a bunch of idiot jerks out there that are trying to tell you that you're different from me, and that's a bad thing. You're different from me, and that's a beautiful thing. I don't want the, gray jumpsuit lined up with millions of other people, and we all look the same, we sound the same, we have the same thought process. I'm sorry, not interested in that. I want you to challenge me and bring something exciting to the conversation. I don't want to know what you're going to say next. I want a Renaissance man experience with you when we have a conversation in life with everybody I meet. Oh, I know how they're going to respond when I walk in the door because I lived that scene before. No, get to the moment and feel it. Only then can you realize that this moment is eternity. Everything else does not exist, including where you think you're going one day. You're here, right now. Don't lose sight of that. Don't think about, well, I'm going to do X, Y, Z in order to get to some fictional place. One thing I could tell you about human beings is we're phenomenal storytellers. I love when people tell me a good, safe story. You're going to put your head down on the pillow and you're going to be in some clouds one day. I'm going to be in the clouds one day? Oh, how did you who told us about that? Well, nobody's ever come back, or we're just saying it. We know you're going to that cloud place. What happens to the dogs? What happens to the ants? What happens to the mice? What happens to the snakes? What happens to everything that comes and goes? Oh, well, they don't have a soul. They don't have... There's so many different philosophies in this planet, and the reality is there's probably nobody who's gotten it right, but if you take a little bit of everything, you put it together into one hodgepodge like we are, and the melting pot gives us an answer. And the answer boils down to something pretty simple. It's that we have a smile for a reason. We should be sharing that smile because a smile has an energetic value that costs zero. It costs zero to provide that and share it with another, but it has a real energetic value. We're so fixated on the fact that our value is predicated upon, paper money or now potentially crypto that's in your wallet. There's a value to a smile. There's a value to kindness. And if you can lead with kindness, if you could lead with a smile, we'd see a different world. What we see people lead with a knife. They lead with the gun. There's no conversation after that. How about you lead with a handshake and an open ear? The thing that I am often baffled about with this life that we're living currently is how we could find people who are so offended by other people's opinions that they'd rather them be pulled down than just listen and say, I don't agree, and share and just scroll. And you could even talk crap all you want with someone. I didn't like that guy's opinion. He was an idiot. He didn't know what he was talking about. But the idea that we're living in a day and age where you can then pull someone's feed down and get them blocked for 7 days because you think that information is going to be harmful to others is the most mental thing I've ever heard of in my life. And that's why I said the other day, we are absolutely not living in a free society online. Online, it is a communist existence. They have one message, and if you say anything against it, you're executed. Literally, they pull you're dead, they kill you, they execute you. Think about that for a second. If you don't toe the line and agree with Mark Zuckerberg, which I haven't from the beginning, but they've already had me in a hole, they don't need to worry about me unless you guys make some noise. But right now, for example, if I bring us over to Facebook, I can guarantee you there's nobody watching. I've been live for 1,171 days in a row. Why would I have 0 people ever know I'm live if I have 2.88K friends on Facebook? I'm live right now for 27 minutes. 0 people have seen it. 0 people have liked it. Nobody knows it's on. They've completely blocked my feed off from the world on a daily basis for the last year and a half, 2 years. Before that, I used to get some views. Now I get 0 views. Let's just go back and show you like yesterday. Yesterday we had... Let me see. Why isn't it showing me the amount of views? Usually it shows like 3 views. You gotta be kidding me. Like this is the reality though on Facebook and Instagram. Instagram and Facebook, I am non-existent. I post, nobody sees a thing. My mother and like 2 other people that I know of that constantly have been supporting me for the last 3 years. Will occasionally I'll see them like stuff, but nobody else sees it at all. And it will say 3 views, 4 views, 1 view. I'm like, 1 view for a 3-hour show, a positivity platform on Facebook? Get it. I get it. That's what they're doing. They want to keep everybody down in a weird state where they feel like they need them. Oh, I need that negativity. I want more of it. Frig that, man. Break away. I shut off the negatube 1,171 days ago. I'm never turning that TV on again. That is a pollution mechanism. Okay, what do they call it? A TV what? A program. They're freaking programming you. You know that, right? To be dull. To sit there and talk about that program you watched. Oh, did you see that Nature Channel thing? No, I'm sorry. I'm living the freaking Nature Channel thing. Yeah, we're going to pull up a green screen of me in the Sahara. I'm getting a freaking lion out here, and I'm going to tame it. I get the whip and all. I put the hat on. I'm doing a hat thing. When I go out there, I'm whipping them, Don't freaking growl at me, lion. I take out the extra long whip, Indiana Jones style. You freaking growling at me. I'll tell you what, lion. So now you have to tell him twice with the whip. I learned from Indiana Jones, okay? You can't mess with the Jones. Don't mess with the Jones. So guys, sometimes when you're dealing with it, and Harrison Ford, he gives you a little tip on how to use the whip. You go along with it. You're not going to say no to Harrison Ford. He played Han Solo, No, I know, Joanne. They want me to learn from YouTube. Look, you could learn from YouTube. Yes, no, you could. But if you get the tip directly from Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones himself, I'm just saying that to me, I'm going with the Jones over a YouTuber guy. It's like, guys, check out how you use the whip. That dude took the whip back, smacked himself in the eye. He said, I got that really cool, like Scar, that one day he's out with that girl and she's like, oh my God, what happened? Oh, I was mauled by a cattle. You got mauled by a cattle? Yep. Nope. Friggin' whipped himself in the eye. Terrible whipper, but we got it on YouTube. It was the most views in history, I believe, right? Joanne, wasn't that the whip guy in the eye with the most views in history, right? Hold on, let me check. Whip guy. Yeah, most views in history. He just came up top of the list, Joanne. Look, sometimes when you're able to dictate things, like how to not whip yourself in the eye, you go along with it. Guys, first story of the day. Joanne, do we have a story or what are we doing? I'm here. She's there doing a wheezer. Well, no, Joanne, butter probably would help with the wheezing because it's terrible. She said, what if I put butter on my bread? Do it. The Federal Reserve is about to raise interest rates as inflation continues to surge. Guys, let's get into it. Look at this goofball over here. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell collects his notebooks as he testifies before the Senate Banking Committee in Capitol Hill Wednesday in Washington, D.C. The Fed is likely to raise interest rates on Wednesday for the first time since 2018. Guys, I'm a real estate agent, so this directly impacts my business. How are people going to be able to buy the homes they've been looking at buying? Their buying power is about to change. I don't know how much. We're going to find that out today. But let's get into the story and let's see if we can get some more. Joanne, are you going to do a teleprompter? Or do I have to take care of that myself? I'm trying to do the story. You're back there trying to do program director thing, But no, you're wheezing it instead. The Federal Reserve is expected to raise rates on Wednesday for the first time since 2018, Joanne, kickstarting efforts to tackle the country's highest inflation in 4 decades. Joanne says it's not Joe Biden's fault. Joanne says it's not Joe Biden's fault. It's Putin's fault that we have inflation. It didn't start until the war, if you recall. Additional rate hikes are likely to follow in the months to come. The Fed gradually reverses the extremely easy money policies it's pursued since the beginning of the pandemic. We need to move away from very low interest rates, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell told lawmakers earlier in the month. They're not appropriate for the current situation in the economy, said Moneybags. An annual inflation reached 7.9% last month, reflecting the steepest rise in prices since 1982. Prices increasing have proven larger and more long-lasting than the Fed expected as businesses struggle to keep pace with surging consumer demand. Inflation is at an all-time high, Powell said. We're going to use our tools to bring it down. Mr. Moneybags. The Fed traces and faces a tricky balance, Joanne. The central bank is walking a tightrope. Joe, if you stopped doing the wheezing and you stopped scrolling so fast, I'd be able to read. It's not a tightrope. It's a tightrope. Okay. Now I have to go backwards and do a reverse Jim Carrey situation in order to do it correctly because you're the worst, Joanne. Yeah, the answer The central bank is walking a tightrope. Officials hope to ramp down spending just enough to bring prices under control without tipping the economy into recession. The balancing act was made even tougher by Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which triggered a sharp jump in gasoline and grain prices. Those increases are further raising the inflation prospects in the near term, while also threatening the slow economic growth. The more money consumers are pouring into the gas tank, Joanne, the more money that's being spent at the grocery stores, the less money that's available for discretionary spending, said Greg McBride, chief financial analyst at Bankrate.com. Guys, by the way, check out their rates. They got bank rates over there. The Fed is expected to proceed cautiously at first, raising short or long-term interest rates Wednesday by 0.25 point. Joanne, is that a lot? She doesn't know. Powell said larger or more frequent rate hikes could follow in the coming months if inflation doesn't begin to decline soon, as officials expect. Look at those gas prices, Joanne. That's back Obama style too, right there. A little bit higher. She's a little bit higher than Obama style. When I traded in my gas vehicle for an electric vehicle, and I was somewhere down around 320. But I remember when the Trumper left, it was $2.21 for super. 221 for super. The Fed will issue new economic projections. In December, most Fed policymakers thought that they would need to raise interest rates about 3 times this year by a 1/4 percentage point each time. Since then, the inflation outlook has worsened, and policymakers are likely to telegraph more aggressive series rate hikes when they update their forecasts later Wednesday. Even so, borrowing costs are likely to remain low by historical standards. Going up to 18%, Joanne, you know what I mean? It's still good historically. They had about 27 once before. So, they're going to work that angle, the fake feel oh, no, it's not that bad. They're going to do it's not that bad campaign. That's the next one from the administration. It's going to be quite some time before interest rates themselves become a headwind to the economy, McBride said. We're starting from near zero levels, and the Fed is likely to move in 1/4 points, baby steps. I'm doing the baby steps, Dr. Marvin. Dr. Marvin, I'm doing the baby steps.
Bob, I don't treat patients on vacation, Bob. Faye, rising interest rates will quickly result in higher borrowing costs, Faye. I'm not going to go on vacation with Bob, Faye.
Oh, Richard Dreyfuss. You can't go wrong with a Richard Dreyfuss. You know what I mean? Sometimes, man, I don't know. I don't think you can. Next story on the list, Joanne. What do we got over here, you lazy lump? Sanction Russia teeters on the brink of historic default. This is not good for Russia. We have to take story and read it in Russian. The economic cost of Russia's assault on the Ukraine is further exposed on Wednesday. As the sanctions hit country, it teetered on brink of first default in international debt since the Bolshevik Revolution. Joanne, it's not the resolution, it's the revolution. I have to do in reverse now. Yeah, it's gone since the Bolshevik Revolution. Moscow is due to pay $117 million in interest on $2 denominated sovereign bonds. Joanne, I have a hard time reading the stories that I'm reading through the dark, of the screen. Couldn't you get me one with a white background? I'm here. I'm doing it. And wheezing, it's getting to be a lot. It's getting to be a lot. One described the most closely watched government debt payment since Greece's default at the height of the Eurozone crisis. I can't read this anymore, Joe, and we're moving forward. Crap story. Do better. Do better. Third Man Records. This is a good one. Third Man Records to issue Prince's previously unreleased 1986 album, Camille. The late musician recorded the LP under his alter ego before shelving it. Well, I don't have much more because Joanne gave me another crap story. She gives me a crap story that I can't scroll. So I'm looking at Prince. And he's a good dude. Look at that. He's looking like he's going to go and I don't know what he's going to do. He's pouncing. He's pouncing, right? Ready to pounce. But Prince did not release the album Camille in 1986, and they're going to actually release it now. So Prince, we miss him. Great artist. I dropped a piece on TikTok of him ripping it up on the guitar. As a guitar player, I always loved that bit. My brother-in-law showed it to me once. It was mind-blowing seeing Tom Petty on stage singing "My Guitar Gently Weeps" and Prince just shredding it. It was just, and he throws the guitar at the end. He falls into the crowd. It's just like he was such a showman. That's something I should watch more of that dude. Because it's like I keep a lot of things to myself, mostly because I'm writing live. I have to have my eyes closed and this is a proof, because last night I did this Elon Musk and Vladimir Putin song where they're singing at each other. And the only reason it worked is because I had my eyes closed. So I was allowing a story to take place. The moment I opened my eyes and I started to try to sing again, it fell apart because I'm now looking at the screen, I'm looking at the chat, and there's too much going on in my brain. I need to keep it totally clear. So my eyes are closed. All I'm hearing and thinking is the music and where that story's going. So that's why a lot of time you'll see me with my eyes closed when I'm playing and singing, because those words need to flow. If I open my eyes, it all falls apart. What I have to do a better job of is, and is when I do know the song or I'm playing you something of mine,
keep my eyes open then and like communicate more, because he's a freaking genius the way he'd move the stage, work the stage, fall into the crowd and like throw his guitar in the air at the end. It was all planned out. Like it's like Elvis. Elvis used to have, this is something that happened. My father told me that his manager had a bunch of girls. He paid them to go and faint at his stage. Like, oh, and they pretended to faint and it became a thing and everybody went and did it. They all wanted to faint at Elvis's shows and it's like this big thing, but it's all fraud. You know what I mean? It's like somebody planned it all out. It's so crazy how these things take place. We're living in a world now where that's exactly what happens on a daily basis. They feed you a news story and then they let the vultures go out there and turn it into something completely different. And then all of a sudden there's these side stories going on. It's very odd. Guys, we have a few more stories, but I have to run upstairs quickly. So let me pop something on for you just for a few minutes. I want to make sure you guys see what is happening in the real world. We just dropped a couple of ridiculously funny comedy bits. I'm going to play you one of them or a song. I'm not sure what I'm going to drop yet, but let's see, because I just have to run up for a sec. Yesterday's show, you guys may want to see. It was pretty hilarious because of that battle between Putin and Elon Musk that I created live in the moment. I'm going to put Wordplay on. I'm not sure what this was, but let me pop this on real quick and then I'll be right back. It's called Wordplay, anyone? I don't know if we should put this one on. This is, it's unbelievable to me, but all these things keep happening. Okay. What about we're going to take your crypto? Let's do that. Okay. We're going to take your crypto away. This is a news story from the other day. And again, if you're new to the show, this is a live improvisation show. I take these news stories and I read them cold. So I'll take a title, I pop it up with the full story, and then I read it to you in the moment, and I'm a goofball about it. And sometimes it takes on a mind of its own, like you're about to see. But in general, I don't know what I'm going to do when I read these stories, if it's going to be a good story, if it's going to be a bad story. I just roll with it, you know? Let's see. This right here is called, let's see if it works. Oh, this is not hooked in. Hold on one minute. Hold on a minute. Get me on the right setting here. You may be able to hear this, but I can't, so I'm going to put it on my speaker, my Bluetooth. Come on, dude. Let's connect. Are we good yet?
Cause you're here with me.
There we go.
It's
Okay,
all
so
I've been looking for and so much more.
I didn't know that was playing. Okay, so guys, hold on. This right here, we're coming for your crypto. Biden signs executive order, and that's just the title. I hope you enjoy. I'll be right back.
Thank you for coming to Lowe's. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
Joe Biden to issue executive order on cryptocurrency. Joanne, it's over. The crypto party. You know, I told you when we had Peter Bishop winning big league, rug pulling people left and right, Wolf of Crypto. That was going to be a moment in history. I told you that there was going to be regulation coming. Let's see what this is. President Sleep Sofa Joe Biden is expected to sign an executive order on cryptocurrency this week that will mark the first step towards regulating how digital currency is traded. Joanne, see, told you, party's over. Joanne says she's going to be selling her BB poo-poo. She's not going to wait around for the dip. The move comes as administration officials have raised concerns in recent weeks about Russia's use of cryptocurrency to evade the impact of crushing sanctions in response to its invasion of Ukraine. Joanne, I'm just going to take a little leap here and just say, this whole thing with Ukraine and Russia could have been all cracked up just so they can get this, crypto thing going here. They want to have control over the crypto. This is all about a one world order, which you'll see later on, of crypto. And what a better way to do that than going from one crisis to another? World war. Let's force this whole, everything's got to be digital currency, but you can't spend your money anymore situation. Well, Joanne, I'm not having it. Okay, I'm keeping my freaking gold. I'm burying it. I don't have any gold, but I'm going to get some and bury it. Two people familiar with the process said the executive order on cryptocurrency was expected to be issued this week, and it had been in works for long before the war. Right there, Joanne, you know that this was cooked up right now because of the war. They cooked it up. Part of the war plan was to make sure that they dropped this cryptocurrency thing. Let me read that line to you again. Two people familiar with the process said the executive order on cryptocurrency was expected to be issued this week, and it could have been in works for long before the war. Both people spoke on a condition of anonymity to preview the order. Joanne, do you see it right there where they did it? You didn't freaking see that? So clear as day. Right there. You know, they said that it was in the works long before the war. That's the right there, though. Like let's just spin it, you know. That's where they do it, Joanne. They get you, fools like you. You know, you and your humongo carditis sitting back there going to get one more bugaboo, I heard. You're aiming for Affleck carditis. A head the size of a freaking planet. That's on you, Joanne. The order is expected to describe what government agencies, including the Treasury Department, need to do to develop policies and regulations on digital currencies. Joanne, there we go. It's all over. It is expected to include a request to the State Department to ensure that American cryptocurrency laws are aligned with those of allies, and will ask the Financial Stability Oversight Council, which is FOSOC. FOSOC? He was also in The Princess Bride. FESIC. Once it monitors the stability of the U.S. financial system to study illicit finance concerns. And right here you have what we call a sleep sofa. He's half asleep. Nope, he's asleep. Sorry. Additionally, the order will explore the possibility of a new central bank digital currency, Joanne. A CBDC. They're doing a CBDC, Joanne. They're going to take over the crypto industry. Everything goes into the CBDC. Implicit in the order will be that cryptocurrency will remain a part of the U.S. economy for years to come. The White House's plans to move forward with the executive order were first reported by Bloomberg News. You know, Joanne, when Minnie Bloomberg was running for president, we did a great face swap of Minnie Bloomberg. Good old Minnie Bloomberg. I think we're done with this story. Oh, wait, we will look to... This is Sleep Sofa Joe. Hold on, I got to do his impression because you know he's doing it right now. We will look to continue to look how the sanctions work and evaluate whether or not the liquid leakages would have been possibility to address them. I often hear cryptocurrency mentioned, and that is a channel to be watched. Oh, that was Channel's Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. I messed that up, Joanne. That was Janet Yellen. Hold on a second. We will continue to look at how the sanctions work and evaluate whether or not there are liquid leakages, and we have the possibility to address them. I often hear cryptocurrency mentioned, and that is a channel to be watched, said Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen last week. Joanne said she liked the first one better, doing Sleep Sofa Joe reading it. But Joe, he wasn't the one on script, Joanne. It wasn't Sleep Sofa Joe's line. I messed up. That was my bad, you know? Maybe if you marked off the script a little better, you know, like, I'm reading the story. You couldn't just do like blue for Sleep Sofa Joe or yellow because he pees and poops his pants a lot, like brown, but you know, and that I know is him. And then I could do Janet Yellen could be like a pink because she's a girl-ish. Joanne's no help tonight, guys. She really didn't do me a solid on this one, you know? Crypto is one of the several spaces that Biden administration is looking to shore up as it tries to make certain that sanctions on Russia have a maximum impact. Joanne, they're trying to get a maximum impact without actually doing anything physical. All right, we're done with this story. Guys, but this is what I said. When I started this story, I wanted you to know. This is what I want to tune in and see. I want to tune in and see somebody having a good time telling the news. I don't want to tune in and hear negativity. And if it's something negative like that, where there's going to start controlling crypto, I still want it to be a light and airy story. Our next story is going to be the same way, except this is a sad one. I don't know if I can keep this one light and airy. Bulldozer crushes Florida man to death in porta potty on landfill. What, Joanne? Joanne said that she needs to use the porta potty right now. Joanne, last door on the right.
Relax, enjoy the show.
living in this moment, and I'm able to say, F the negativity. The TV's been on for 3+ years. Every day I show up here. We are the light. We are the positivity, and we will distract ourselves from this BS negative world. Because when you do that, you have the most important thing that you can never pay for, which is called perspective. And actually, you can pay for it, but you can get it for free right here every single night. No script. We live in the moment, which allows you to break away from the monotony, break away from the distraction of everything that's going on out there to say, there's a song happening live in the moment right now. There's a piece of comedy happening in the moment. There's some news being read live in the moment in a comedic fashion.
Dr. Gundry, is it okay to eat almonds every day?
Nuts like walnuts and pistachios are super heart healthy. They've got that good fat that helps keep you full. And best of all, they help the body produce butyrate, which may be one of the most important compounds for weight loss. But stay away from cashews and peanuts. Peanuts are not actually nuts, they're beans. And beans contain lectins, a nasty plant protein that can seriously mess up your gut. They may be green, but string beans are also a big no-no. Beware of the entire legume family. They can keep your body from absorbing nutrients and even disrupt your metabolism. But the issue isn't just beans. There's actually something much bigger going on. It doesn't matter that 20 doctors have told you it's all in your head. I got news for you. It's actually all in your gut.
Top American surgeon Dr. Stephen Gundry says he's solved the weight loss mystery.
You really have changed the way I think about what I eat.
Best book I've seen on diet ever.
You did all this research. You were 70 pounds heavier. What did you change? What did you stop eating and what did you start eating?
So I used to be 70 pounds overweight, and I was running 30 miles a week. I was going to the gym 1 hour every day and eating a healthy, low-fat vegetarian diet. And no matter what I did, I couldn't lose weight.
Then, Dr. Gundry discovered a remarkable scientific breakthrough that changed everything.
I attribute almost all of my weight loss to the addition of one thing that I did to my diet. We live in the most advanced era in human history, right? There have never been more medical breakthroughs than there are right now. So tell me one thing. Why is the health of the average American plummeting? Why are digestive issues like bloating, cramps, and constipation at the highest levels ever recorded? Why do so many of us struggle with fatigue and low mood? Why are skin problems, achy joints, allergies, and constant colds something that millions of Americans deal with every single day? Why are 66% of Americans overweight, diabetic, or pre-diabetic? And why is that number skyrocketing every day, with projections that in 10 years a staggering 85% of all Americans will be overweight or obese? Because modern medicine profits from sickness, not health. And in my opinion, their worst fear is that you learn the true cause of what ails you and that you solve it once and for all. That's why I made this video. My name is Dr. Stephen Gundry, and for much of my adult life, I was overweight. My knees and bones ached, and I was tired all the time. This was despite being a world-renowned cardiothoracic surgeon and living the perfect healthy lifestyle.
So freaking happy I come down. Like, I think there may be a commercial on it. I don't know how long it's been on. Sorry, guys. There's powerful, inspirational, motivational moments and words that come out of the show on a daily basis. You show up for whatever the heck it is that you need, but it's all of it. That's why this is the Renaissance Man Show, because this is the Renaissance. We refuse to listen to what the frig is going on in this fake world we're living in. And right here, we've found the essence of life. It's love. It's connecting. It's realizing that everybody's opinion matters. And if you don't agree with me, that's okay. Because this world we live in is about expressing yourself fully. And when you can't express yourself fully, we find this thing called misery. I have no interest in misery. So if I come out here and I blare out everything I feel every day of my life and I sing songs like that, I am doing what my intuition tells me to do, and if it pisses people off and it gets shunned because it's content that certain people don't like, I'm freaking sorry. I don't swear. I say freaking. We are alive every day forever with a positive message. That's all I can say. If they don't want that, if they don't like that, that's on them, and that's on them destroying your minds and your ability to connect. Because they have the ability to connect you and this whole planet, just by bringing the show on and letting people see it on a daily basis. So everybody around the world can connect in the love and the light and the music that we freaking create like that in the moment. Like, imagine just for a moment, fam and friends, close your eyes and imagine that 20,000 people on during a song like, shut up the TV, yeah. You got to shut off the negativity. 20,000 people hearing a song like, shut off the TV, you gotta shut off the negativity. Shut off. Dare I say 2 million. Imagine that many people feeling a message like that happening in the moment, and the words I was singing were freaking powerful. I know it. I just haven't had a chance to transcribe them for you yet. But when I do, it will be one of the songs, just like all the other ones, where there's some freaking crap coming out. This is live spirituality taking place, is what I would say this is. Everything that comes out of this show is the truth that this universe wants you to hear. I get pissed off when Trump did something wrong. I get pissed off when Biden does something wrong every single day of his life. I refuse to sit on the sidelines and pretend that everything's fine. I refuse to sit on the sidelines and let you guys get told lie after lie after lie. So what I do instead is break you away from all of it and we do something in the moment. But within that, we get into some really powerful songs and really powerful talks and really powerful, really funny comedy without swearing. There's something missing in the world today. It's content that the entire family can sit around and enjoy together. Life lessons that they can sit down and discuss at dinner. Did you hear that song on the Renaissance Man show tonight, To Shut Off the TV? That's pretty cool. What did you think of it? I think it's a good idea. Let's shut the freaking TV off. What are you getting from it? Nothing. There's absolutely nothing positive coming from that television. But we go back to it every day, don't we? Ooh, I wonder what's going on with Brian Seltzer. I wonder what he's saying. God almighty. You know what I really want? This is what I want. This is what I want to do one day. I want to be able to tune in and be able to say, Joe Biden to issue executive order on cryptocurrency. Joanne, it's over. The crypto party. The crypto party is over.
If you struggle to lose weight,
and we have a guest.
you must see this.
We have a guest. Maggie, you want to say hi? Want to say hi, sweetie pie? Say hi. Say hi, Maggie. You want to say hi? There she is. You say hi to everybody? This is our St. Bernard. This is Maggie. She is 4 months old. Look at my little cutie pie. You a good girl? She was born in November, December, January, February. Yeah, she's about 4 months old now, and she's getting big. I'm a little nervous with how big she's going to get. They're like, oh, she could be potentially like, 100 pounds. Right now she's about 35 pounds. And basically she's been biting on Max a lot. And we're always like, leave Max alone, you know? I know, right, Cheryl? She's getting massive. And I'm always like, leave Max alone, right, Maggie? But she's definitely a cutie pie. We got lucky with this one. You know, she's just got like those eyes. You know those little doggy eyes, little puppy eyes where they look at you, there's love. And you're like, okay, I think this is a good one. And I say that, she'd probably be fresh with me. But let's see if I can hold you better, baby girl. Let me put you right like this, okay? Want to sit? Want to sit? Sit here. Good girl. So, guys, yeah, Maggie's kicking it with me. Max is outside. And I said, you know what? I want to come down for a few minutes. So she's getting antsy already. Let's see if she stays. I don't think she will. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching that. I'm not sure if you enjoyed the clip or not. It is some silly stuff we're doing here. But I like doing silly things. I think it's, thank you, guys. Yes, she's such a sweetie pie. And, you know, we're trying to get her trained so we could hopefully have her walk around more of the house, you know. Someone said, have you ever thought of how it could be if only once it happened, it was from the past, but twice? I'm not sure what you meant by that. If you're still here, if you could send that, clarify that a bit. Oh, such a sweetie pie. So I'll bring her back up in a second. I just wanted to very quickly show her off to you guys. We're really loving having a little pup. Not that we didn't have enough with Max, but when this little beauty came on and they were like, hey, if someone doesn't take her, she's going to be going the other place. Like we don't have a space for her. That was crazy to think that somebody wasn't going to adopt this beauty, but we will make space. My kids. One of my clients yesterday said, "Oh, I didn't know you were like a dog guy, like a dog daddy, like one of those. I got 20 dogs." I was like, "Look, I like dogs." It's like, but I'll do anything for my kids. All right. Like I wanted a dog. Now we have like 2 dogs. She's shedding. I thought at first I was like, "Look, she won't shed much." I'm going like this. Look at this. There's a sheddaroo going on over here. And that's going to be a problem when she gets a little bigger. Maggie, I thought you didn't shed. I thought you were going to be like a super smooth little softie, I think you've got a soft personality, little angel face. So, guys, Carol, thank you so much. I'll bring her up in a second. I just want to pop something on for you here. Let me see. Maybe I could put on a piece of music for you. I will tell you, that thing that happened yesterday, the rap, it was like an improvisation between Putin and Elon Musk was pretty insane. What is the truth about the Big Bang? Let's just see. Let's see what this was. Man, there's so many crazy, funny stories we do here for the news, and they turn into something. By the way, the one yesterday with the Hyperloop from Zuckerchooch. Woo! That I gotta. That's why it's gonna do an early show. I'm gonna be dropping some content for you guys. So let me see if I can pop this on. Hey, sweetie pie. Okay, I'm gonna bring you up. Look, we're gonna pop this on.
Check out this verbo.
Oh man. Maggie, you wanna say bye to everybody? Maggie, you wanna say bye? Say bye, everybody. I'll see you next time. Sorry, guys. God absolutely had everything to do with that Big Bang. Without God, there's no bang. All right, he was banging it out. Okay, that's right. You can't have a big bang if you don't get banged out by God. He's there in the universe. He's just like, you know what? There's a lot of space here. Let me bang it out. Last story of the day. Joanne, what the frig is this? The Big Bang didn't need God to start universe, researchers say. Well, what the frick does that mean? Because God is the beginning of all. God is. So you tell me he doesn't? Oh, I can't wait to read this stupid scientific paper. Joanne, this is from 2012. This is from 2012. Barack Obama was still president. He was just about to start a second term when this came out. I'm not reading this story. I'm sorry. There's no bearing to this being factual anymore. Sorry, guys. God absolutely had everything to do with that Big Bang. Without God, there's no bang. All right. He was banging it out. Okay. You can't have a big bang if you don't get banged out by God. He's there in the universe. He's just like, you know what? There's a lot of space here. Let me bang it out. He's just doing it, right? All of a sudden, you're bang biggity booing it. There's freaking planets everywhere and stars. It's because of God banging biggity. He's doing it. God behind it. And just like, I'm freaking getting on my bang on, Sometimes people question why. Why would you do it? Why are you doing it and taking the 7th day off? He just felt like it. He got a lot of banging in on 6 days. He's out there banging this into this position. Now he's like a Home Depot commercial. Dropping that. Oh, look at that. Before you know it, it's the biggest of bangs, the whole world becomes. But it's because of, he banged it out. You can't not give credit where credit's due. You know what I mean? Like, okay, there's nothing there. All of a sudden, freaking banging it out. God's banging it out. He's doing it. Everybody's around. Oh, God, good, look what God did. Banged it out. Big banging it. What's that, No, Joanne. I know. No, I could probably do another 9 minutes on it. I get it, Joanne's like, you could probably do another 9 minutes on this one, Mark. Yeah. Sometimes people get a little frustrated because they just want to understand how it all started. Like, what happened? How did it begin? How could it have just been nothing? And then it's just like a big bang. Obviously, you don't understand God. You see, God is, and when God says, I'm gonna freaking bang it out, he bangs it out. All of a sudden he's doing a dice. He feels like dicing it. Huh. Bang, bangity boo. I go a bang day. I'm doing a freaking bangity boogity boo. I'm banging it out. I got a couple planets over there. I'm putting a solar system over there.
I'm gonna do like the freaking galaxy right there. I'm doing a galaxy. Yeah. I'm gonna bang that freaking thing over there. Oh yeah, I'm banging that out. Oh, what are we doing? I'm gonna freaking bang you out. She's looking good over there. That planet over there is looking pretty freaking good. I think I'm gonna bang it out.
When God does it, because he can do whatever he wants, you know, laying out the everything. It's all here because of a bang out process. Oh, the Big Bang. The Big Bang? You mean the Big Bangs? Freaking banging it out for 6 days. 7th day, I'm going to take a freaking rest. I'm taking a rest. I don't feel like going and banging it out anymore. What? You can't take a day off? All right. I've been live 1,162 days in a row. All right. You go bang it out and take the 7th day off. I'll be here on day 7. Just trying to provide a positive message for your people, for your children. You know, that's what we're here to do. You're banging it out. I get it. I'm not stepping on your toes. That's some, I get it. I know what you're doing. No, yeah, Joanne's dead on again. She goes, okay, I think that's enough, Mark. I think you're right, Joanne. Sometimes when you're in the middle of it and then Joanne just is speaking truth, she's getting you, she's nailing you. You have to realize that. You have to realize Joanne's sometimes wise. No, Joanne, I wasn't talking about the issue you have with your thighs and that you can't get out of the chair. She sometimes has an issue hearing. No, Joanne. I don't like your earrings. She's like, you like my earrings? No. I said, you have a problem with your hearing. You said, you like my earrings? No. In fact, I freaking hate them. Those are like the worst earrings I've ever seen in my life. Right, guys? You saw them. It's like when you're doing it and all you're getting is a Joanne wheezing and wearing those earrings and then thinking that I liked them. No, I'm sorry, Joanne. Maybe next time you should consult me before you decide to throw some earrings on to be in the background during the show, Nobody wants to hear you or see those earrings, so let's keep you in the background, okay, for the night. Forever. Joanne, someone said the other day, when are we going to meet Joanne? I'm sorry, you can't. The camera would crack. I can't afford to buy. This is a free program. Okay. I am a real estate agent. That's how I make my money. I come out here. I'm doing this for the goodness of mankind, but when Joanne comes out here and she cracks the camera and I got to buy a new camera because not just the lens, but the mirror inside the refractor inside of the camera, it breaks. It's happened 4 times now. Like I can't buy it for a 5th time, guys. Oh, goodness, Joanne. She's always destroying the show. Like when you think it's going to go well, then Joanne just does a Joanne, we call it, Oh, great. Another Joanne, Oh, goodness. What story do we have here, Joanne? No, Joanne, I don't need you to tell us. I was just joking. I was making a joke because I just mentioned about how horrible you are. And so when I go to you and I say, hey, Joanne, that's not to really get a response from you in George Soros, which, by the way, is a language. We've determined that when you speak George Soros, it's an actual language, and it's almost like, Jedi style. You're like, freaking A. He's got it. NASA astronaut Mark Handahai breaks American space flight record. Now, Joanne, when they say space flight record, is that really being accurate? Or are we more saying lower Earth orbit record? Like, what are we talking about over here? Okay, let's read him. Let's see what he's got here for spaceflight. Mark Vandehei made it into the record books on Thursday. On Tuesday, Joanne, I can't see the friggin' screen because you're scrolling too fast. He broke the record for the most consecutive days in space. Again, loose term, by an American explorer. Vandehei arrived at the space station, which is, I think, 220 miles above planet Earth, just for, clarity. The moon is 265,000 miles away. They're 221 miles, 220, 218, 221, you know, like, they're down it. And when you realize that, when you realize that lower Earth orbit is just like right there, you know, like, oh, I'm driving to New Jersey. Yeah. Maybe a little bit like Pennsylvania. I just drove to Pennsylvania. I'm there in space. Really? You know, that's a loose term, I believe, Joanne. When they say space, they should say in the friggin', you know, Earth's atmosphere, lower Earth orbit deal. You know, most time in history in lower Earth orbit, to me, has a better ring than most days consecutive in space when you friggin' didn't go to space. Theoretically, he made it into record books on March 15th, 2022. How long was he up there? Let's see, 355 days in low Earth orbit. Van der Hey arrived at the space station on April 9th, 2021 and is expected to return home on March 30th, 2022 after spending 355 days in low Earth orbit. The duration breaks the previous record held by NASA astronaut Scott Kelly by 15 days. His then crewmate Thomas Pesquet snap picture saying, if you're reading this sitting down, maybe on a couch or sofa, consider that we will not sit down until we're back on Earth because we're here in space. Of course, we don't need to sit down up here because I'm in space, and I'm not complaining at all because in space, sometimes the wonderful feeling of being relaxed here in space, that moment when you can change from running around to letting yourself drop into a chair, that moment can be wonderful, and I'm sure you all agree. We do miss it sometimes, you know, because we're up here in space. I think Mark did here too, and make a makeshift reading table to enjoy a book, you know. Absolutely unnecessary in weightlessness, but so nice to construct some semblances of normal life every now and then here in space. Record-breaking NASA astronaut. You know, Joanne, you going to give me the same byline? Like, I got to read it again, Joanne? You can't clean up the story before you send it my way. Van der Hey will return in a Soyuz spacecraft as scheduled alongside cosmonauts, Joanne. Cosmonauts Peter Dioprov and Anton Shkleplerov. Nailed that one. While clocking the single longest space flight, lower Earth orbit flight, by a NASA astronaut, Van der Hey contributed to dozens of studies from hundreds executed during his mission, like looking down at the Earth from 200 miles, including 6 science investigations supported by NASA's Human Research Program, or HERP. It's the HERP, Joanne. They've got the HERP. Who knew that NASA had the HERP, you know? Like, I mean, like sometimes you see that person and they got like something going. And you're like, dude, no, don't ever share a freaking drink with that person. But to know that like NASA's got the HERP, like before you even make contact, it's good information to have. You know, you don't want to get caught up and wind up with the HERP and getting it from NASA. Just letting you know. You know, Van der Hey got the HERP. I suppose so did Scott, whatever his name is, right? The guy from last year, Scott Kelly. I think he had the HERP too. I mean, he must have, right? They both were there working on the HERP. Like, many investigations, 6 investigations to be exact with the HERP, you know? Like, you investigate the HERP more than once, there's a good chance you got HERP. You know what I mean? You're there, you're getting it, you're sharing it. The world is just a different place when you leave that lower Earth orbit flight. Our astronauts are incredible explorers of lower Earth orbit and helping expand our knowledge of how humans can live and work in space for longer periods of time. We got that information from here, traveling in lower Earth orbit. The NASA administrator, Bill Nelson, the guy also said, we don't have the technology to go back to the moon here, 2022. Carry the 2. Okay. Marks a record-setting mission, and his contributions to science are paving the way for people to travel to lower Earth orbit on longer duration missions as the agency pushes the boundaries of exploration to the moon and Mars. Wait a minute. You're going to push the boundaries of exploration to the moon? Joanne! They want to actually go to the moon! That's freaking amazing. Hold on, I gotta read that part. Marks our record-setting mission, and contributions to science are paving the way for more people to travel to space, longer duration missions, as the agency pushes the boundaries of exploration. Where to, Joanne? Where are they pushing the boundaries of exploration to? Are they going to go to the moon? You silly goose. Where do you think they're going to go? Oh, Mars too. Well, they're going to go to the moon, finally. And dead. You know, like, Kubrick's dead. I'm just saying, you know, when you were doing it and you're trying to figure out, like, how do they land? And how do they get us? And how do they get that shot, you know? Like, as a film guy, I mean, I know, doing a show 3+ years every single day, I know where the camera works, where to go, where I'm not in screen. And I don't know by myself, 2022, without a device. They do make something you can hold a button and it will and do a little scrollaroo for you, pan, tilt, bang, biggity boo. But reality is, all alone, that freaking camera's sitting set. That's a set camera right there. If I move, the camera's sitting still. So what happened in 1960? Guys, the astronauts are incredible, though. They're going to be, you know, traveling longer durations and pushing the boundaries of exploration. Just remember that, to the moon. It's happening. It's happening. You know, I can't fault them for trying to get to the moon. You know what I mean? Like, that would be pretty cool. You know, because they've only gone to freaking 220 miles up in the lower Earth orbit. But all these comments about space here, you know, like, oh, look, we're doing so much to understand space. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kill it. Like, oh, you're going to finally go? Okay, great. Thanks for coming out. I love this line. It tells you everything you need to know right there. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson said, this marks a record-setting mission, and his contributions to science are paving the way for more people to travel to lower Earth orbit, which they call space, on longer duration missions as the agency pushes the boundaries of exploration to the moon. And then they threw in and Mars. But let's take the and Mars out there and let's just read that again. Longer duration missions as the agency pushes the boundaries of exploration to the moon. Interesting. Thank you for your service, Mark, and congratulations for continuing the lie. For one investigazione, Vandahai helped grow and evaluate vegetables harvested with the space station's vegetable production system, called a VPS, Joanne. They got a VPS system there. They're doing it, you know. Some people say that the investigation seeks to develop a food production system that can help astronauts meet their dietary needs with fresh vegetables cultivated in space, Joanne. You know, Joanne, I'm just curious, when it comes down to doing it, you know, like, oh, look, I'm the one who spent most time in space. Why don't you just, like, I don't know, you grab like a weird, like, bungee system deal, you tie yourself to 2 trees, and you hang out in the air for 356 days, right? And you say, I've been the longest person in space. And they're like, no, you were not in space. No, these people weren't either. Let's clarify something here, you moes. Okay? That's not space. It's a space above Earth. It's the atmosphere above Earth. It's not freaking space. 200 plus miles is not space. 256,000 miles. You go to the freaking moon? You ever do that? Accomplish that? I'll backing you up on that one. Like, good for you. You did the moon. Yeah, I'm watching. I'm going to watch that one live. You better freaking have good, you know, equipment. 2022. We don't have the technology for that. You gotta be kidding. NASA set. Oh, here we go, Joanne. This is a continuation. Sometimes we do get a double-decker story to continue where we're going on a vibe, you know? NASA set to test mega rocket that will take humans back to the moon, or to the moon. Let's just say that, just to be honest, Joanne. Right? Like, you know, come on. NASA set to take people back to the really? Now, let's just go with it, guys. Let's say they're going back, okay? Let's just pretend they're going back, okay? Here, let's read the stories if they actually did it. They actually, you don't go look up, just pretend. You know, they did, okay? All right, yeah, they went. Good shooting. I really love that one pan. That was the best shot of the movie. You did a great job. Neil Armstrong did that from the freaking craft. Totally, I get it. NASA is getting ready to test out its mega rocket in a wet dress rehearsal for an upcoming moon mission. All the components for the Artemis rocket mission have been cleared to roll out the launch pad at Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida. NASA's 2022 mission to the moon is called Artemis 1. It will be testing out, what does Artemis 1 mean? What does Artemis mean, guys? They always pick like weird, devilish type of stuff. I want to just see what Artemis is. He's a god of something, I bet. What is Artemis? Okay. Artemis is the Greek goddess of the hunt, the wilderness, wild animals, the moon, and chastity. So she basically, her parents are Zeus and Jared Leto? Joanne? What are we doing here? Her siblings are Apollo and the planet as the moon. So I guess you would say she's the moon god. Although it's goddess. And it's not. She says, wild animals hunt for chastity and childbirth. Wow, wait a second. We may have a little something. We may have a little lie here. One thing came up as saying that she was the moon came in randomly at the end. This one, what is Artemis the god of? Artemis in Greek religion, the goddess of wild animals, the hunt, vegetation, and chastity and childbirth. So, chastity and childbirth. Maybe this has to do with the alien invasion that's bound to take place. Anyway, let's see. What do we got over here? This is a creepy looking robot. Before Artemis 1 can launch, NASA wants to test all the components. All the major pieces should be at the launch pad on March 17th. Artemis 1 isn't a crewed mission, but it needs to loop around the moon to test 3 key components. These are NASA's Space Launch System, its Orion spacecraft, the European Service Module. The Orion spacecraft and ESM should get within 62 miles of the lunar surface, and then travel 40,000 miles beyond this. It will take about 3 weeks for it to complete the mission and land in the Pacific Ocean off San Diego. See, this is the thing I don't freaking understand. Why aren't they trying to land it? These freaking jerks. They just blow our money. Like, why? What world? They just blow our money. You got Elon Musk, who could build this rocket for cheaper and land the friggin' thing. And NASA's still landing them in the ocean. How do you spend this? Somebody pull up the budget on NASA. How do you spend that? And then you still land stuff in the ocean. Seems stupid. Maybe they have to. Maybe there's no way to save it once it goes that long of a distance. I don't know. But to me, they're going to build the second one. They're going to test these components to see if it works, to do the same thing. This isn't even to bring people there. The next one's not to bring people there. Like, what are we doing here? Are they bringing people on the next one? This one works. They're going to bring people to the moon on the next mission in 2072 when the world's gone. It's freaking jerks. Head fakes, left and right. Let's head fake them. Unreal. Most people, well, you know what? First of all, if you did something as amazing as went to the moon, you wouldn't get rid of footage. You wouldn't copy over anything. You wouldn't film over footage. You wouldn't destroy the technology because you ran out of space and you threw it away. No, you would save it because there's history there. Anything else in history that has been history has been saved and valued. That whole situation was torched because they didn't want anybody to look too close. There's a reason. Every other time in history, they value history enough to actually save it for future generations to look over and to, get something out of. For us, it's a little different. Most people don't know these possible signs of early Alzheimer's. Guys, we've all been affected in some way by Alzheimer's, by family, or personally, but there's people out there that are constantly changing. Life is one of the hardest battles in this world is life itself. You got to get up every day and you have to have a right mindset in order to get through it. And so if you're not familiar with the term mild cognitive impairment, you're not the only one. Joe Biden is the spokesperson. Joanne, why would they put that in their CNN? They usually are on his side. More than 80% of Americans aren't familiar with the condition that affects up to 18% of the people, especially Joe Biden. Ages 60 and older and can lead to Alzheimer's disease, a new study has found. I don't want to be mean. I really feel bad. I think he is dealing with a lot of these things, so I don't want to be mean. I think it's, in fact, such an important part of living that you are able to at least take responsibility for what's happening and see if there's a way to be fixed or if there's any help at all. Mild cognitive impairment is an early stage of subtle memory loss or other cognitive ability loss, such as language or visual spatial perception. According to the disease research published Tuesday in Alzheimer's Association's 2022 Disease Facts and Figures report, the signs can be serious enough to be noticed by the affected person and loved ones, yet mild enough that the affected person can maintain their ability to do most activities of daily living. Many people confuse this impairment, often called MCI, with normal aging, but it is different. Around 1/3 of people with mild cognitive impairment develop dementia due to Alzheimer's disease within 5 years, according to the research. Depending on the type of MCI people have, they might have trouble remembering conversations, keeping track of things, maintaining their train of thought during a conversation, navigating a usually familiar place, or completing everyday tasks such as paying a bill. Some individuals don't increasingly decline, and others revert to normal function, according to the report. But to better understand awareness, diagnosis, and treatment of MCI in the United States, the Alzheimer's Association commissioned a survey of more than 2,400 adults and 801 primary care physicians at the end of the year. All answered questions online or over the phone. More than 80% of the participants initially had little to no familiarity with MCI. Then when told what MCI was, more than 40% said they were worried about developing the condition in the future. It was surprising to validate that both the public and primary care physicians are challenged in the distinctions between mild cognitive impairment versus what is deemed normal aging. Morgan Davin, the vice president of health systems at Alzheimer's Association, via email, those results underscore how much we work and how much we must work to continue educating. 85% of adults said that they would want to know early if they had Alzheimer's disease so they could plan, treat symptoms earlier, take steps to preserve cognitive function, or understand what's happening. But despite this urgency, these adults also showed a reluctance to get professional advice if they started experiencing symptoms. Only 40% said that they would talk to their doctor right away if they experienced symptoms of MCI. Concerns about getting help included possibly receiving the wrong diagnosis or treatment, learning of a serious health problem, or believing symptoms might go away. Hispanic and Black Americans were least likely to want to know early. Causes mild cognitive impairment. Multiple factors can contribute to MCI, so MCI is more of an umbrella term than it is one specific condition. It can be caused by things that are irreversible or reversible, I might say, Joanne, like vitamin deficiencies or medical conditions, thyroid dysfunction. Director of Alzheimer's Prevention, Dr. Richard Isaacson, he's the health and brain expert. He's at Atlantic University, Joanne. Some of the causes get better and causes get worse when a person has Joanne, yes, I mean, ribbon. When a person has a neurodegenerative, let's try it for the 9th time, Joanne. When a person has a neurodegenerative dementia, those people, obviously, we tend to decline. Other possible causes include medication side effects, sleep deprivation, anxiety, neurologic, psychiatric disorders. Joanne, I can't read this anymore. I'm having freaking a moment, okay? I'm having a senior in high school moment. Guys, did you hear about this? This is scary stuff right here. Murder hornets invading U.S. Murder hornets, but they can be stopped with a bizarre sex spray. Joanne, let's see what that's about. An invasive species of hornet are being trapped by researchers with a nifty science trick. Researchers have studied the sex pheromones of the green hornet, the queen hornet. Ugh. Joanne, I can't even speak today. I need a sip of my drink. Researchers have studied the sex pheromones of the queen hornet and used them to set up traps that are male hornet flocking. They're flocking it again, Joanne. We're getting a flocker. We got a hornet flocker? You get the worst of it. You're there with a giant murder hornet and it's flocking you. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't want to get flocked by the murder hornet. That was too much flocking. You know, you're like, please don't flock me. No such luck. You got flocked. Researchers have studied Asian gene hornet. Guys, bottom line, you don't want to go near these freaking hornets, okay? They're going to be getting, like, within you, and you want to get the sex spray. Okay, let's get the sex spray. Where is it? The stingers on these friggin' bad boys are over 1/4 of an inch long, guys. That's a bang biggity boom moment when that thing sticks into your arm. But you're used to getting stuck in the arm this last 2 years, aren't you? Professor James Nie, one of the leading researchers studying how to capture murder hornets, he said that they're amazing social insects, but they don't belong in North America. And they harm, Joanne. You put the freaking cursor in front of the H, it looked like a B. And you made it look like a barm. They don't belong in North America, Joanne. They harm our critical bee populations, so we should remove them. Scientists found that male murder hornets are intensely attracted to the scent of queen's pheromones, which is primarily made of 3 different acids. These acids are commercially available and used in traps that yielded thousands of captured male murder hornets. Ooh, interesting. The male murder hornets are misled into thinking they find a breeding opportunity, but end up meeting their demise in the bottom of a trap. The males are drawn to the odors of the females since the typically male with them near their nests. Nie thinks that a pheromone bait will attract a good portion of the male murder hornets within a mile of that trap. By cutting off the queen's access to the males, the risk of murder hornets breeding will greatly be reduced, and their population will be driven down. Right there, look at that freaking thing. That's a scary looking... Look at its face. That's an ugly face right there. Murder hornet. Dang more. You know, you get a murder hornet deal going? I don't want to meet that murder hornet. Last story of the day. Archaeologists are planning to scan the Great Pyramid of Giza with cosmic rays. They should see every hidden chamber inside. That is going to be cool. Oh, wow. Carol, that's something I got to look into more if you have a good story. I will read it. Archaeologists, they're down it. The Great Pyramid of Giza might be the most iconic structure humans ever built. Ancient civilizations constructed archaeological icons that are a testament to their greatness and persistence. But in some respects, the Great Pyramid stands alone. Of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, only the Great Pyramid stands relatively intact. The team of scientists will use advances in high-energy physics. They're going to get hip with it. To scan the Great Pyramid of Khufu at Giza with cosmic ray muons. They want to see deeper into the Great Pyramid than ever before and map its internal structure. The effort is called the Explore the Great Pyramid mission, or EGP. Joanne, when they're doing an EGP and you're along for the ride, you know, and like you just want a little EGP. You know, like I just want to know if I can take a photo of egg while I'm there. You know, like some people are like not cool with photos of their egg, but this time you're hoping that they'll make an exception for you. I just want an exception made for me for the egg. The Great Pyramid of Giza has stood since the 26th century BC. It's the tomb of the pharaoh Khufu. Joanne's freaking Khufu. Stop making an U and O, you know, or an A. Also known as Cheops. Construction took about 27 years. It was built about 2.3 million blocks of stone, a combination of limestone and granite weighing in about 6 million tons. For over 3,800 years, it was the tallest human-made structure in the world. We see now only the underlying structure of the Great Pyramid. The smooth white limestone casing was removed over time. The Great Pyramid is well studied, and over the years, archaeologists have mapped out the interior structure, the pyramid, and the chamber under the ground under the chambers and passageways. Khufu's chambers sits roughly in the pyramid's center. Guys, that's pretty cool stuff. I don't want to read the rest, but it's pretty cool stuff. Definitely looking into that. I like looking into anything that has to do with, like, I don't know, Tutankhamun. I love stories like that. I love stories like that. Let me see what I can put on for you. I'm going to need a minute here to go fill my coffee up. I got something short and sweet. Oh, is it short and sweet? I'm putting it on for you. We're still early in on this show. I can't get my car. So we're doing a show. We're doing a midday Renaissance Man show. You know, my hope is to actually get some people from, different parts of the world that usually don't get the live show because they're not up at 10 o'clock at night East Coast to be able to at least see us midday. Hope you enjoy this.
Hey, stop clicking around because I need to show you this right now.
Oh, okay.
Now I've got this 8.
Energy industry representatives pushed back on a comment from White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki Monday regarding... No, Joanne, I know her name is Psaki. I was joking. I was doing a pithy thing calling her name Psaki because I think she's Psaki of crap. She's a Psaki of crap. No, I know, Joanne, that you supported the Democratic Party last time around. Energy representatives pushed back on a comment from White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki of crap Monday regarding unused oil and gas leases, accusing the Biden administration's spokesperson of misleading Americans with a red herring. Fox News asked Psaki Monday why President Biden won't resume new oil and gas leases on federal lands. She responded that the United States is already producing oil at record numbers, and said there are 9,000 approved drilling permits that are not being used. So the suggestion that we are not allowing companies to drill is inaccurate, she added. I would suggest to you that you ask the oil companies why they're not using those, and there's a desire to drill more. That's a dead-on impression of her, by the way, and she's circling back. But industry representatives at CERAWeek energy conference sponsored by S&P Global Monday, Joanne, they'd be sponsored by S&P Global, also by Pfizer, said the answer is not as simple as Psaki suggested. The accusation is a complete red herring. What does the red herring have to do with this? This is not a bird reference, you know what I mean? I got a red herring. No, you got a freaking, red-headed, herring. American Exploration and Production Council, this is the AXPC, Joanne, in case you were doing an acronym, you need to write it down. There you go. Just need to write it down. Bradbury also said the Biden administration is required under the law to sell oil and gas leases to federal lands. The fact is that industry is producing a higher level on existing leases on federal lands than in the last 20 years, and these leases take many years to explore, to develop, and produce on, Bradbury added. This represents a fundamental misunderstanding as to how this process works, American Petroleum Institute President and CEO Mike Somers said to Fox Business when asked about the Psaki comment. Once you lease land, there's a whole process that has to happen and you have to go through. First, you have to actually discover whether actually there's oil or gas in that land. That's like a big one. Second of all, you have to get a permit to actually develop that land. The moratorium on leasing certainly adds an additional block of American energy production. I don't need your heat anymore. Now you're seriously blaring me out with that 987 degrees. What are we talking about over here? Get the foot heater. Got my foot on fire right now. We need to stop the rhetoric that's anti-fossil fuel. And we need some clarity, just in regulatory sense, that this administration is to behold or behind domestic energy production. Because I don't want to read this anymore. They suck. They suck. You shut down our pipeline, and then you just told us 2 years later that you shut down Russia's pipeline because that will hurt Russia. So you shut down our pipeline because it hurts America. Definition's the same. I'm sorry, you can't just pretend because one's for Russia and one's for the US that it means anything different. When you come out and say you're shutting down the Russian pipeline because that hurts Russia, then you hurt America day one, Joe Biden. Day one, intentionally, you sanctioned the United States of America on day one. The first time we'd been energy independent in 53 years, I believe. And you sanctioned America. You sleep sofa. Bumbling Biden. Taking a nap on your Joey futon. Double-decker poops in your triple diaper. The good thing is you got your Huggies sponsorship out of it. Like, you can't blame a guy for getting a Huggies sponsorship, you know, when he's doing a quadruple double diaper situation on a daily basis. And he's leaving him at the door for the Secret Service. Sleep sofa Joe Biden, bumbling Biden, Joey futon, poopy pants, triple diaper Joe. I can't remember who the frig I am. I pooped my pants again just now. I'm sleeping. I'm napping currently, Joe Biden. Just woke up. Nope. Sleeping again. Napping. Now awake and back to sleep. Cat napping it. And I'm awake. Back to sleep. Biden announces ban on U.S. imports on Russian oil when he was awake for 13 seconds. And live updates. President sleep sofa, poopy pants, bumbling Biden, Joey futon, double diaper salesperson at Joe's Sleep Sofa Joe's Wonder Emporium of futons and sleep sofas. He banned oil and gas today is what he did. Going to cause soaring domestic gas prices to rise even further. It's a good thing, right, Joanne? Gas prices are going up, guys, even more. And guys, by the way, we only have gas prices that are high because of the war. Gas prices weren't high until the war. Friggin' morons. This stupid sack of crap, right? The reason we have inflation and the reason we have higher gas prices, it's because of the war. Is it stupid face? Freaking Pippi Longstocking in the Mo, you're up there lying in everybody's face. I'll circle back to that one. I'm going to circle back. Yeah, you freaking better circle back with your dumb face. You coming out here and telling us that? We know you're full of Saki. You know, she's full of Saki. Like, what are you going to do?
Oh, yeah, the oil prices. Oh, gas prices? Oh, no, they're only high because we have a war right now, guys. Didn't you see there were $2 last week? They were $2.20 last week. I'm Jen Psaki Crappy. Yeah.
Freaking Psaki Crappy. You know, so when we were younger, we'd put a Psaki Crappy on a doorbell sitch. You know what I mean? Doorbell ditch sitch. You light the Psaki Crappy. You run away. Doorbell ditch. Homeowner comes out. Adam Sandler sitting there. What do do? Whoa! Doing an Adam Sandler. Poop on the toilet. Right on the front porch. You know, Jen Psaki Crappy. We used to do one. That's what we called it. Everybody's like, "Oh, you want to do a ding dong ditch?" No, I want to do a Jen Psaki Crappy. You do the ding dong ditch. I leave the Psaki Crappy, and when the homeowner steps on the Psaki Crappy that's lit, it comes out with lies as well and deceit. That's what it gets as well. Did you get the Psaki Crappy like deluxe edition where you get the smell and then you got the deceit and the lies to go along with it, where you're like, I cleaned it off, but nope, it still smells like friggin' Psaki. Yeah. That's on you, though. That was on you. You guys decided to wrong, and I had to put a Saki of Crappy out there for you, you know. But she shouldn't have been such a problem for us that she became like the punchline back in the day. You know, I remember I was playing with my friend Mickey Ronald. He's a good guy. And Mickey was like, hey, you want to play hacky sacky? I was like, no. I got a Saki of Crappy for you, though. I left it on his front porch. I feel kind of bad because he just like kicked the ball into the field and I had to go get it. Frick, it pissed me off. You're going to make me go get the ball? You know? I'm here. I'm on the field. I got to go run out and grab the ball now? Oh, I ran like a good 5 seconds to get it, too. Like it was all the way over there. Get the ball. I came all the way back.
Dr. Gundry, is it okay to eat almonds every day?
Nuts like walnuts and pistachios.
That freaking Mickey, he's getting a Saki of Crappy. I'm sorry, you know, sometimes when you're messing with someone who has a revenge deal, you know what I mean? Like no matter what, I get to be the last one. You hit me in the arm, I'm gonna hit you in the arm. If you're like, okay, we're even, nope, I'm hitting you twice. But wait a second, you hit me, I hit you once, you hit me twice? That's right. You hit me once, I hit back twice. What about turning the other cheek? I hit you in the other cheek. You get one cheek, and when you turn this one, there's another freaking hand ready to come at you. That was what God actually said. God actually said, when someone turns their cheek, you smack the friggin' hell out of it. You leave a mark. The mark of the beast. Sometimes you're there, and you've got to leave the mark on someone's face, you know, because they just need it. They turn that cheek. Oh, turn your cheek. Go ahead. I'm ready for you to turn that cheek. You want to play that stupid slap game? Oh, look, no, let me put my face out there. You slap it. Dummies, right? You're going to do a slapperoo. They're doing a slapperoo. It's crazy. Why am I getting sort of feedback over here, Joanne? What are we doing? You know, I'll tell you what, I'm getting sick of Joanne's behavior. Messing with my green screen sitch. Saki of Crappy. Trademark. I forgot I actually trademarked that. That one I brought through a process. I wanted to make sure that nobody started doing bumper stickers and t-shirts, you know. So Saki of Crappy is actually mine, and I'm ready to, you know, finish the deal. Finishing it off. Selling crazy gear on the Renaissance Man show of Saki of Crappy. So you will see those shirts tomorrow. With her stupid face on it. And she's like, oh, gas prices have always been this high. It's Donald Trump's fault. Saki of Crappy, right? What's that, Joanne? No, Joanne. No, we don't want you to fill the Saki with your crappy. That would be a disgusting thing. You got the corn going. You know? Sometimes you wonder, is she going to really continue that same narrative that, you know, oh, I'll poop in the crappy bag for Saki instead of you having to go to her for it. I wanted to go to Saki Crappy for it, you know. Like, I don't want to get the, you know, oh, I got the easy way out. Joanne did it. No, I want the Saki Crappy to do her job, you know. She's coming out not doing her job. She's not being a Saki Crappy. She wants somebody else to fill in. Joanne, of all people, that I need to answer the phone calls, to open up this file cabinet, to close the file cabinet, to wheeze. Okay, I need it. I need the wheezer. Sometimes you need a wheezer. That's why we have Joanne, guys. She's always there with a wheeze when you need it, you know. Oh, no, as Joanne said, do you want me to do an extra heavy? No, we don't want like additional wheeze. Like just normal wheeze is okay. We can handle it, but we don't want, you know, to put on the mega wheeze or anything like that. That's for special occasions, you know. When we have an interview person that we don't enjoy, I'll just tell Joanne, do the mega wheeze, you know. I got like, you know, Dr. Weasel Fauci on. Look, you got to have 9,747 masks. Right then, I'm like, Joanne. I have this little, like, we have like a little tick. When she sees me go like this, like that, she starts double wheezing. She does the mega wheeze, And then all of a sudden, we could just drown out the stupid person trying to talk. You know what I mean? Look, if you go here, you regulate CDC. And you start hearing it, all of a sudden, you freaking double wheeze, mega wheeze. You know, we're trying to deal with it. We're trying to deal with it. I prefer it in that moment, though, over a weasel frauge. You know, I don't want to hear more lies, you know. Thanks. At least that's an honest wheeze, you know. That's an honest wheeze coming and drowning out the room. Got to listen to more misinformation from the guy above. Where's he been anyway? Joanna, is he on the side of a milk box yet? Milk carton yet?
Have you seen me? Dr. Weasel Frauchi.
I don't know what happened to you, buddy. You were like everywhere and then nowhere in the same breath. Interesting how the narrative has seemed to turn. And everybody's just like sweeping it under the rugs. Just sweeping it under. We're doing a little sweeperoo. Look, I get it. You look pretty bad. You know. We'll see if it comes back. Let's see if it comes back around. Usually it doesn't. These people get away with everything. But maybe? So I'm going to play you a couple other things here. We need a few more laughs. This is a story I did on Justin Trudeau and the Queen. Yeah, the Queen got cove. And when the Queen got the cove, Justin Trudeau went to visit the Queen. And of course, I made a connection that I think, I had a comment from somebody and he made a video very similar. And he's saying that the connection I made is basically the same thing he made, but he started his comment as saying, like, I think I'm the first person to have made this connection. And I'm like, no, buddy, I've been doing Liam Neeson being Justin Trudeau for freaking 2 years now. And also on top of that, like, there's 20 bits of me, that my daughter has I have a specific set of skills to destroy Canada. My fellow Canadians. I was like, that's freaking Liam Neeson. We've been doing that for like easily 2 years, maybe even longer. I've always thought that Liam Neeson sounded exactly like him. But then the Castro thing is something I never saw before. So until recently, but then I start looking at photos and I'm like, dead on, dead freaking on. Check this out. Guys, this is what I'm talking about. Queen hosts Justin Trudeau Castro, Liam Neeson. First in-person engagement since her COVID-bobby diagnosis. She had the cove. Now she's fine, right? We're going to just have a little one-on-one here. Ready? Madam Queen, it's me, Justin Trudeau Castro Neeson. My daughter has a specific set of skills. We're going to shut down Canada and make sure everybody gets a bugaboo. And if you don't, we're going to take your freedom away. And then what she says back, I don't know how the Queen sounds, but she probably sounds like that, right? Maybe. I don't know. But Trudeau, that's freaking dead on what Trudeau sounds like, right? My fellow Canadians, my name is Justin Trudeau. I know to have a bad time and bring a country to its knees and to destroy it. My mother said that Fidel Castro was the sexiest man she'd ever met. And I just happened to look exactly freaking like him in this picture. Look at that profile right there. Wouldn't you say that's freaking Fidel with lighter skin just saying hi to the Queen of England? I think so too. My daughter. Freaking daughter. You know what I mean? He's doing it. You got to go over and see. You're YouTubing it. That's what's going on. You get a Trudeau and you want to say Trudeau. No, Trudeau. You don't ever do that when you're coming out there looking like Castro like that. There's not much to scroll on. We just do an impression of Trudeau and we move on. That's it. Just a quickie. Get in and out. You drop the story and you move. Stick and move, they used to say. Stick and move. That's a boxing term if you didn't know about it. Oh, goodness. How lead may have poisoned half of America. That was pretty funny. You know what? I'm going to play this. I still think this is probably one of the funniest things I've done. It's not the whole thing, although maybe I'll play the whole thing. Just the music is missing. The music is missing here, but that's fine. Still, the bit is great without the music. Maybe I'll play music in the background. This is where physical comedy comes into play a lot in this show. But sometimes like a little weird thing will happen and then all of a sudden my mind will spark into some new concept that I've never done before. This is a good example of something I've never done before. And we went with it. Let me know what you think.
I love it when my contact rolls back in my eye.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a gross game of hide and seek.
So
With
gross.
I'm Ellie Lowe and I'm the creator of the Connect deck.
Nice.
Sendle being so easy to use.
So easy. If you guys didn't know, I like smoothies, and we're doing something new called the Stein Smoothie. This is the Stein Smoothie right here by Menon, and it's the newest of the products. It's actually a glass Stein. God, all freaking mighty. Joanne, why'd you give me the crap straw? I can't get my mouth on it. So worth the work, Joanne. I'm not letting it go now. By Menon. Joanne! Give me a freaking smoothie stein! Why can't I can't get it to work? Where's Matt Zabrowski when you need him? You know? Ah! Joanne! Ah! That time I got to it. Got my smoothie stein over there, you know. Sometimes when you're about to take the drink of your life, but you can't get the freaking straw in your mouth. Oh, man. That one gets you, you know? I'm just here trying to get a sipperoo. I can't freaking get the straw in my mouth. You know, it's like times like this, Joanne, that I wonder, are you gaming me? Did you get me the motorized straw that's magnetized to a human being? The reverse magnetization. So when I got close, it did a whoop, do a repelleroo. You're doing a repelleroo. I'm just trying to get a little sip. You know, I'm here. I want to get my Stein smoothie to work. Smoothie Stein. And you're just like, you know, giving me the crazy, stupid straw. You know, I should have done, I'm just as bad as the pharmacy. Gootsy Pollock. You know, going and trying to figure out how to spell Gootsy Pollock in order to get online to figure out the closest pharmacy is as crazy as trying to get that straw in your mouth. I should have just drank right from the glass. You know, that would have been the way to do it. And then I wouldn't have had such an issue there trying to get my first sip. I know that was Joanne. She's always trying to, you know, get me in a gag, you know. Well done, Joanne. Well played. You got me. Anyway, Joanne, what news stories do we have for today? Can you get them up on the screen for me? Joanne, stop your friggin' wheezing back there. You know, it's like so constant with her.
You ever wondered?
She just doesn't stop wheezing, and then after a while, we're wondering if it's going to be like a every moment of your life thing, and it seems to be right now. There's been no break, none at all. Do my best. Isn't the straw bit silly? I love that straw bit. I think that straw bit is one of the silliest bits that we've done here in a while. In fact, I shortened it up. Since it's only 1 minute, I'll show you what I did with it. I made the perfect version, I think, actually, where I cut down a little segment in order to just like nail the freaking heck out of it. And it's now the main video. If you have subscribed and you come back to the page, you probably have seen this at the top. But it's only 1 minute. And I took out all the end. You know, the end stuff is pretty funny, yelling at Joanne, of course. But with shorts, people like to get to the goose. If you guys didn't know, get to that goose while it's warm. Check it. I like smoothies, and we're doing something new called the Stein Smoothie.
Joanne, why'd you give me the crap straw? I can't get my mouth on it. Joanne! Give me a freaking smoothie stein!
I can't get it to work. Where's Matt Zabrowski when you need him? You know?
Ah! Joanne! Ah!
I like smoothies, and we're doing something new. Ending it on that with and then going right back is like the perfect loop, you know? That's a funny bit. That should have a couple thousand likes, not 15. It's crazy when stuff like that is just sitting there. Like, come on, comedic stuff like that. You can never do better than physical comedic stuff that come out of the moment. The moments like that. Like, I absolutely loved that. Oh, fam and friends. Looks like we did it again, didn't we? Another day of madness here on the Renaissance Man Show. You know, I thought about something. We do have Bobby Chizzy right now. I'm working on getting his beat seat out. I don't know if he's lefty or righty, so I sent him a note asking him so I could send out his beat seat. But I thought, you know, we have Jacqueline, Christine, Tom Murphy. There is a lot of beat seats out there just with this family. And I thought what would be kind of cool, and not that everybody can, but if people who do love listening to the music, even if you don't find yourself to be extremely coordinated musically, to sit on your own beat seat while you watch the show and hit it, smack it, play along with me while I'm jamming out, must be a pretty cool thing. You know, I actually want to get Christine on and Jacqueline to talk about that because they do that. Anna Treos, she'll play on her beat seat while I'm in the middle of playing. And they're playing along and working with the beats that I'm creating and whatever is going on, that Joanne wheezes into reality. And it would be a pretty amazing thing if this entire family all went and they picked up a beat seat to sit on and be a part of the show and to get some of that therapeutic value that comes along with it. But anyway, I do have to get going. Cheryl, kill it. Pamela, anybody else that's out there, I do appreciate you. And until tomorrow when we do it all over again, it's Mark Pyers. And it's Renaissance Man. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
We got to go away.
Till tomorrow, fam. Till tomorrow.
You got to go